we get to really think about a problem that somebody might have in the real world and think of how to solve it. And this happened yesterday. All the teachers got together, we're sitting at dinner, and Miss Wagner starts talking about her family, Ibrahim Waga, and she told us her family is huge. She has so many cousins that she has 33 girl cousins and 17 boy cousins. And Miss Richardson, she thought she had the most. She goes, I only have 15. And I had to stop and wonder, well, if Miss Wagner has 33 girl cousins and 17 boy cousins, Serena, I'm looking at you, then how? And Miss Richardson only has 15 cousins. How many more cousins does Miss Richardson have? So I wrote down this problem to help me think, and you can help me. Put your fingers on the screen. I should see everybody's hands pointing. Let's think about this problem together. Listen to me as I read. Miss Wagner has 33 girl cousins. Hold your hands up, making a group. And 17 boy cousins. Hands get bigger. Teachers, we should be doing this. Thank you. But then Miss Richardson only has 15 cousins, hands smaller. Klaus, I need to know you're with me. How many more cousins does Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson? Okay, I need a superstar scholar to show me that they can read this, they can remember this problem. Let's start with Miss Skyla. Go ahead, Skyla.
What's her
Miss
name?
Wagner. Miss Wagner.
Miss Wagner had
33.
has 38 cousins.
33.
33 cousins.
Girl cousins.
Girl cousins. She has 17 boy cousins.
Whoa, that's a lot of cousins. So then Miss Richardson.
Miss Richardson only has 15 cousins. How many more cousins does Miss Richardson, Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson?
I am wondering the same thing. Thumbs up, Zalia, nice job. Who else can tell our story? Up. I'm seeing a beautiful hand here. Go ahead, babe. Who is this? Is this Cameron? Cameron, go ahead.
Miss Wagner has 33 girl cousins. And 15 17 boy cousins.
So many cousins. Let me see your hands. But Miss Richardson.
But Miss Richardson only has 15 cousins. 15 cousins. How many more cousins does Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson?
Ethan, thank you, nice job. Thumbs up to Cameron. I almost couldn't recognize you. Look further away this time. Ethan, did you have a question? Could you hear us? Then I need to see you focus. I'm gonna show you that problem one more time because some of us have missed some important parts. Show me with your hands that you understand what's happening. Miss Wagner has 33 girl cousins and 17 boy cousins. Miss Richardson only has 15 cousins. How many more cousins does Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson? Scholars, our time is shorter today. I'm going to give you 6 minutes to go into your independent groups, your breakout rooms, and work on solving this problem. We're breaking out into our small groups so that you have an easier time asking your teachers for help. When you see the button come up, make sure you press to go to the breakout room. Ms. Khan, are the breakout rooms ready? Oh, thank you, Ms. Khan.
Okay. All right. Liana, there should be something on your screen. Please click it. You need to join Ms. Perez's group. Okay, so what do we know so far about this problem? What information do we know? Go ahead, Jacob.
We know that Miss Wagner had 33 girl cousins.
Okay, and what other information do we know? Help them out, add more. Go ahead, Kingston.
That Miss Wagner had 17 boy cousins.
And she has 17 boy cousins. What other piece of information do we know? Go ahead, Jal.
That Miss Richardson had 15 cousins.
Yeah, Miss Richardson has 15 cousins. Do they tell us if it's boy or girl? I should see agree or disagree. Do they tell us if it's boy or girl for Miss Richardson? No. They just tell us that it's 15 cousins in all. So let's take a look at this now. So we have, this is backwards. Oh, well, it's okay. So we know that Miss Richardson has 15 cousins, and Miss Wagner has 33 girl cousins, and 17 boy cousins. I want you to represent these amounts on your piece of paper. Go ahead. I want you to represent Miss Wagner's cousins, both amounts. Make sure you label. And I want you to represent Miss Richardson's cousins. Make sure you label. Zalia, I need you in front of the screen working. These are some really big numbers, 33 and 17. What is one way that you're representing your numbers? Leah?
Something that I'm doing is that I'm putting them in tens of one.
Ooh, okay. That's a really good idea. Let's see if we can see more tens work on our paper. I'm going to give you about a minute more so that I can see. Okay, and now I want you to make sure that you have labeled both amounts. So make sure you label which ones are Miss Wagner's cousins and which ones are Miss Richardson's cousins. And bring your paper to the screen. I want to see it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, I see Siphons, I see Jael, Abubakar, Mohammed. Shout out to Mohammed for investing. I see Fatima, Fatu, Nicholas. Okay, it seems like some of us still need a little more time. I'm going to go ahead and give you 30 more seconds. Make sure you have both amounts on your paper and make sure they're both labeled. By both amounts, I mean Miss Wagner's amounts and Miss Richardson's amounts. Okay, and pencils are down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Checking. Your eyes are back on the screen. Your paper is on your desk. Jal, look up. Okay. So what question are we trying to answer? What is this number story asking us to do? Siphon?
This is telling us to answer how many cousins does Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson.
Exactly. So we want to know how many more cousins does Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson. How do we find out how many cousins Miss Wagner has? How do we do that? Let's see, who have I not heard from? Go ahead, Mohammed.
By answering
So my question is, how do we find out how many cousins Miss Wagner has?
me by finding out how many girls does Miss Wagner have.
Does she only have girl cousins? She also has what? Keep going.
And she has boy cousins.
She has girl cousins and boy cousins. She has 33 girl cousins and 17 boy cousins. I want to know how many cousins she has in all. How do I figure this out? How do I figure this out? Ethan? How do I figure out how many cousins Miss Wagner has in all?
How many does Miss Wagner have? Is
Leanna, eyes on the screen.
you
I know that she has 33 girl cousins and 17 boy cousins, but I don't know how many she has in all. How do I figure that out?
You figure that out by taking 33 from 17 and figuring out the number.
So you said taking it from. What does that mean? What should I be doing?
That means you're subtracting.
Evaluate what Ethan said. Do you think we're subtracting? Jal, you're disagreeing. Why do you disagree?
I disagree because we're adding because we want to know how many Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson.
Exactly. We want to know how many cousins Miss Wagner has, how many more cousins Miss Wagner has than Miss Richardson. But first, we need to figure out how many cousins Miss Wagner has. So we need to put together her girl cousins and her boy cousins. She has 33 girl cousins and 17 boy cousins. I want you to put these two amounts together and find out how many cousins she has in all. Go ahead and show that work on your paper.
You already did it.
Shout out to everyone with their pencils on their paper. If I'm putting 33 girls and 17 boys together, what is my equation here? What is my equation? Go ahead, Kingston.
Your equation would be 33 plus 17 equals 50. And also you have to include your labels. Your labels would be girls for 33
Mm-hmm.
and 17 would be for boys, and the question mark would be how many how many cousins do I have?
Okay. How many cousins do we have How many cousins does Miss Wagner have in all Abubakar?
Miss Wagner has
Let's put 33 and 17 together. How many cousins does Miss Wagner have? Do you need more time?
yeah.
Okay. Jal, you have your hand up. Go for it. How many cousins does Miss Wagner have?
She has 50
She
cousins
does.
in all.
She does. We have 50 cousins in all. We are going to go back to our breakout room. I want you to now figure out how many more cousins does Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson. Go ahead.
So what are you gonna do?
Miss Wagner.
Okay, scholars, we're just waiting for everybody to come back. We are at 37. Okay, everybody should be returning now. Okay, scholars, everybody is now sitting back in silent scholar position. Let's put ourselves down in our seats and face forward with the camera. I see Zalia is ready, facing forward, Zalia. Thank you. Zalia, just face forward. Leah's ready. Nashley's ready. Nashley, put the camera on you, dear. Jacob is ready. Scholars, today we had a pretty tricky problem, didn't we? Our problem said Miss Wagner has 33 girl cousins and 17 boy cousins. Miss Richardson only has 15 cousins. How many more cousins does Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson? The first thing I did when thinking about this problem was consider how the mathematician's plan helps me understand our problems. I figured out, Umu, that this problem was telling me about Miss Wagner's cousins in two pieces. It didn't just tell me how many cousins Miss Wagner had. It told me that she has 33 girl cousins and 17 boy cousins. Hudson, what do I need to do to help me know how many cousins Miss Wagner has?
Have to do is that you add 50 to 15.
You add what to 15? So I know right now that Miss Wagner has 33 girl cousins and 17 boy cousins. What do I need to do to figure out how many cousins Miss Wagner has?
We gotta figure out is that we put all the numbers together.
What numbers go together?
15, 17, and 33.
Agree or disagree? To tell how many cousins Miss Wagner has, should I put 33, 17, and 15 together? Your classmates are disagreeing. Maria, tell us what numbers should we put together in order to find out how many cousins Miss Wagner has?
What number we should put together are 33 and 17.
How did you know those were the two numbers that we needed to put together?
Because we already know how many cousins Miss Richardson has, but we don't know how many Miss Wagner has.
Absolutely. This problem actually had a part A and a part B. I realized that in order to tell how many more cousins Miss Wagner had than Miss Richardson had, the first thing I needed to do was put together 33 and 17 to show that out. There are lots of different ways we may have done this. Here is one. I realized that my equation would be 33 girls plus 17 boys. These two numbers together will tell me how many cousins Miss Wagner has. I could have chosen to show all of these numbers by circles. Ethan, would it have been smart for me to put all these numbers in circles?
No,
Why?
because they're tens and you don't put tens in circles.
It would take a super long time for me to do it. It's not saying that it would be wrong, Yair, but it would just take a really long time. So I'm not going to do it there. Eyes are facing forward. Instead, I drew 33 by putting 3 tens, because there are 3 tens in 33. And that looks like 10, 20, 30. And then I put the ones, 31, 32, 33. Then I drew 17. I put 1 10, and then I put 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it was time for me to add these numbers together. I realized that I can add all my tens together. And I counted them by tens. Why don't you count them with me? Liana, eyes are on me. Musa, I can't see you. Ready? Count with me. It's already labeled because labels are your best friend. 10, 20, 30, 40. Then I realized I had 1, so I had to count by ones. And you can count with me. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. I figured out that Miss Wagner actually has 50 cousins. Miss Wagner has? But then I realized that wasn't it. Did this problem just want me to figure out how many cousins Miss Wagner had, Yair? Yair? Yair, I know you want to participate, but when I call on you, you're not ready. I need your focus. Sergio, is that all this problem wanted me to figure out?
No,
What else do I need to do it on?
you need to know how many more does
Miss Wagner?
Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson.
So I needed to think here. As a mathematician, when I make my plan, I like writing my equations to help me out. Siphon, I need you focus. I already know now that Miss Wagner has 50 cousins. So I realize I can rewrite this problem to include the information I need to know. My new problem would say, Miss Wagner has 50 cousins. Miss Richardson only has 15 cousins. How many more cousins does Miss Wagner have than Miss Richardson? What equation can I write to tell how many more cousins Miss Wagner has than Miss Richardson? Kingston?
15 minus 15 equals question mark.
So when I thought of my equation, I realized that when we compare, we would use subtraction. And I wrote the equation, 50 minus 15 equals question mark. I wrote here to make sure that I'm noticing that I'm subtracting Miss Wagner's bigger number from Miss Richardson's smaller number, and that would tell me how many is left. I had to make a plan for how to solve it. I realized 15 was a really big number, and I thought of how I could represent it. I decided to draw 5 10ths, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then I said, well, I need to take away 15. Can anybody think of a plan for how I might subtract 15 from 50 this way? Fatu, what do you think? Fatu, I can't hear you, love. Do you have your sound on? Fatu? Okay, I can't hear you. Let's listen. Let's see. Who looks superstar ready? Facing forward, Fatumata looks like a superstar. How can I subtract 15?
We can subtract 15 is that you can take away the 10 and you can take away 5 from 50, so 50 can be 10.
So I did exactly that. I said, so I had my 5 10 sticks, and I realized that I can take away a 10 from 50 and then 5 more. So I crossed out a whole 10, And I crossed out 5, and I knew that was going to leave me with 5 because the 10 is made up of 2 5. Then, ooh, thank you. Then I had to count what was left. I noticed that I had 3 full 10 sticks and then 5 from 1. So I counted 10, 20, 30, 35. And then I realized I can come to a conclusion. Because Miss Wagner has 50 cousins and Miss Richardson only has 15, then that, and when you subtract 50 minus 15, you get 35. My answer here is that Miss Wagner has 35 more cousins than Miss Richardson. Notice in my answer that I created a complete sentence to demonstrate this and have a unit by saying more cousins. Today's problem was unique. It had a part A and a part B, and we had to do 2 different jobs in order to solve. Now it's time to look back at your work. This is what we're going to call your revising time. You have 3 minutes to look back at your work and think of what you did, correct or incorrect, and how you can revise your work. I'm going to leave mine up just like we would if we had a big board so you can see it. Take the next 3 minutes, let's say 2 minutes, to begin revising the work on your desk. Right now, hands should be down, body should be silently working. I should see pencil moving on paper on everybody's screen. Sergio looks like he's revising. Jacob looks like he's revising. Nashali looks like she's revising. I could see JL revising. JL, I could put you on the website. You look like a perfect scholar. Nice job.
Arregla el teléfono que está torcido.
Somebody, who did I leave open? Ibrahim, the direction right now is to be revising your work. Unless your paper looks exactly like mine, you should have revision work to do. Jay, same goes for you.
Yes, Yair.
Jay's revising.
I'm done with the work.
Okay, you should be revising and making it even better. That means you can try another strategy also.
I already did 3 strategies.
Then turn to
Okay.
the back and write your steps for how you solved. There is never anything like done work because we're always together. Back to me in 4, 3, 2, 1. I should see all eyes facing forward now, hands down, facing forward. Ethan, I'm waiting for you to look like a 2nd grader. Thank you. At the end of close reading of number stories, we come up with an idea that could help us the next time we have a problem like this to solve. We call those conjectures. What math idea did you realize when we did this work? Kingston B, I need you, that you want to use the next time you have math work. I see Sergio's hand loud and proud. Sergio, what's your math conjecture?
My math conjecture is sometimes you don't always have to think of one thing.
What do you mean?
Because
Eyes are tracking Sergio. I should see all eyes on the screen.
what I mean is, like in this problem, I couldn't have got it wrong. I couldn't got it wrong because I was only doing one thing.
Oh, do you mean that the problem might have more than one part?
Yeah.
Absolutely. In today's math work, there was a part A and a part B. Using the mathematician's plan can help you identify situations just like this. So we're going to write that conjecture. Some problems sometimes you have to do more than one operation. Sometimes you have to do more than one operation. In this problem, we had to add to figure out how many cousins Ms. Wagner had, and then subtract in order to compare. The scholars, this is the end of our number stories time. Give yourself a pat on the back. Kiss to the brain. And high five yourself. Say, I did that. Good job. It's now